So the snapshot focus effect is one of those timeless effects for creating interactive scenarios or dialogues with experts where you get multiple perspectives, multiple images using really just the same image. So it's actually a really creative cropping technique to get more from your existing image. You can do this in Photoshop, PowerPoint, Storyline, which is what we're using here. But it's a really neat way and a really fast way to create focus on one particular character or object without having to really edit or create multiple editions or versions of your images. So here's what it looks like. If I jump over here, I'm just going to start with a new document. Just have an image, flattened image, do whatever you want, but these are not separate graphics, just one big flattened image. Couple ways we can go about doing this. This example will actually work with customizing the feedback master to control the change in image, the change in image style on the actual slide layer. So the first thing I want to do is just name my base layer, and I'm going to create a new layer, right? So it just shows that it's dimmed out here by default. I can turn this off right here by unchecking this option. Just call this one 1. And in this one is where I want to actually show that focus around one of the characters. So I'm going to jump back to my start layer, Control C to copy this, and go back to the slide layer, Control V to paste it. What I want to do with this image right here is actually crop it. So go to Format, Crop, and I'm just going to drag a crop selection around this first guy. And with it selected, just choose one of these picture styles and click away. And there it is. Now, the only thing is if I uncheck this dim real quick, it really didn't do much other than put a picture frame around him. And that's because we're really still working with both the original colored start graphic. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab that, copy this real quick, copy this base layer graphic, this base layer image, come up here to View, Feedback Master, and working here on the blank slide, I'm going to paste it. And I'm just going to apply a simple grayscale to it. So recolor grayscale, and maybe change the color just to darken it. Now watch, when I get out of the slide master, and I come up here, it's automatically, this isn't dimmed out. It's actually applied that background, that new change in the graphic to my slide layer. So that's how we can get a change in color for each of these graphics. So with this first one, this one selected right here, maybe I add a quick close button. And now here's why I need a close button on this one. I'll show you in just a second. Let's just do add trigger that says hide layer when I click. Jump back to this first start layer, and let's add a hotspot to them. So what happens is, because we added a graphic to that slide layer, it actually acts as a barrier, right? So it prevents us from actually clicking on the base layer. So in this first one, we want to show layer 1 when I click the hotspot. So here's what it looks like. Here's our graphic, click once, but I can't click in around here anywhere else, even if I had hotspots down there. So I actually need a button to close this out. That's why there's multiple ways to go about doing this. So in this example, when we add each new one of these, so I can duplicate this, add 2, and just double click my image, select my crop tool, and I can still work from that selection. I could obviously paste another version of the image up, but just working from that selection really works. Add a close button right there, and I'll duplicate this, so Control drag and 2. So now we're going to load 2 different slide layers, and we also have a close button. There's this one, and see, this is because I have that formatted with the slide layer with the background. I can't click this bottom base layer, so I need to close out, click it again, and so on. And if you want to add things like animations or transitions, you totally can do that, right? And I can select this fade in and then do apply to all. And maybe I want to get a little creative and do something different where I rotate each of these or something. But that's really it. The idea is, in this example, we want to work with a starting graphic, customize our feedback master, in this case the blank one, or you could select your own or create your own custom, so that when the slide loads, we actually get that contrast between the slide layer graphic, which is still the color, and then have that background fade out. So it kind of brings that slide layer to the foreground, pushing the background a little farther back in the distance. So I hope that helps.